Do you know how to compare apples to apples or apples to oranges? Here's the thing. If you called up 5 different mortgage loan officers and said, "Give me an estimate. My credit scores are good and I want to put X dollars down," you're going to get 5 different estimates, 5 different settlement companies, 5 different amounts of taxes, 5 different amounts of insurance, 5 different title companies, 5 different of everything. So I'm going to teach you how to properly shop by educating you on what information to give the loan officers. Here's the thing, it's pretty simple. You want everyone to be on the same page. So let's say you're doing shopping before you ever even found a house. It's simple. You know a price range that you're potentially looking in, right? Go to Zillow, go to Redfin, pick out one address. That's the starting point. Then you decide how much money you're going to put down. Okay. You write that down. So you got address. Now you decide how much money you're going to put down. So you have purchase price. Let's just use round numbers. Let's say it's $1 million. And you're going to put 20% down and it's 800,000. You're going to assume whatever your credit score is. If you know you have good credit, then write down 780. Okay. So you have address, you have purchase price, you have loan amount, now you have your credit score. That's where people stop and that's where the mistakes also start. Okay. So let's go into the next criteria. You say, what next criteria? Select a title company, one title company. Now, here's the thing, you can do your own shopping right now. You already have this information. You have address, you have purchase price, you have loan amount. You can go to 5 different title companies, click on get an estimate calculator, and punch in that exact amount of information. Here's the thing, now you've already shopped title companies. You already know what fees are going to be in that specific category, right? Now, here's the pro tip 2, okay? Now you've already shopped. You haven't even had to talk to the title company. Their calculators are online. Now you know what their costs are, right? Here's the thing. Select one of them. In our area, might be RGS or MBH or Republic Title, might be Potomac Title. All of those good companies, right? They have calculators. They tell you what the fees are. Here's the thing, write down the name of the one company that you want them to use. I'll get into why. Okay. So now you write down Potomac Title. Okay. So now you have address, loan amount, purchase price, credit score, and the title company that you want them to use. Right. Now, the next step is pick one closing date. Okay. So go out 30 days, right? Tell them, I want a closing date of X. Okay. Now, then the last item that you want to do is decide what inspections you want shown on your estimate. Some good loan officers, like myself, will provide a complete picture, and I will put estimates of home inspection, radon, surveys, all of those items, right? Here's the thing, tell the loan officer what you want. If you want no inspections on there, just say, I want exactly what I told you. I want address, purchase price, title company, loan amount, closing date. Here's another thing. Tell them exactly what you want for an insurance policy quote. Okay? Insurance is part of your payment, right? If you want to take it to an extreme, but a good thing to do, you could take that address and call 3 insurance companies and get a valid quote, right? Whoever you have your home and auto with now, or who has your auto insurance now, you have the address that you're using for your criteria. Get an estimate of insurance. Now tell the loan officer exactly how much that policy is, right? Then determine, last but not least, if I already went over it, I apologize, is which inspections you're going to want and how much those are going to cost. All right. You can ask a realtor roughly what those are going to cost. You can ask the loan officers what they're going to cost, but settle in on what inspections you're going to do and how much that you think those are going to cost. Now, what you've just done is you have taken all of the parameters that 5 different loan officers are making 5 different assumptions on. So I'm going to go down the list one last time. Pick an address, pick purchase price, loan amount, how much down, 20% on that $1,000,000. I want you to use 780 credit score, and I want you to close on X date. I want you to use $2,200 for my homeowner's insurance. I don't have MI because I'm putting 20% down. Since they have the address, that loan officer, if he does his job, is going to go out and get the proper tax amount and put it on the estimate. That's pro tip number 3. You're checking his due diligence and his accuracy. Along with, when you give them the title company's name that you want to use, you don't tell them the fees that they already are given on their website. Make sure he knows to go out and do his job and go to Potomac Title and get an estimate and bring those numbers in, right? You already know what they're going to be. You're double checking his accuracy, right? Then you've already told him exactly which inspections to put on there. So if he listens, right? If all 5 loan officers listen, all of them should have the same fees with very small differences. The differences could be only minor in the escrows, okay? They should have all the same settlement company fees because you told them who to use, right? They should have the inspections that you requested and the amounts. They should have the right insurance, the right taxes, right? Now, by doing all of that, by giving us the criteria that you want us to use, we're not making any assumptions and we can't play with the numbers. That's the key. Now, when you look at how much the interest rate is and if there's any additional fees or cost, it makes it super simple to compare. Because what happens is, unless you do full loan application, that's the only time a true loan estimate is given to you. We all use closing cost estimate sheets to try to give you the best information if you haven't made full loan application. But here's the thing, what I'm telling you to do is you give the criteria, you double check whether or not they're competent enough to follow your instructions, and then it makes it super simple for you to actually compare apples to apples or apples to oranges. It is that simple. You give the criteria, you control it. Remember one thing, you hire us. That's the reality. We work for you. My name is Kevin Retcher. I'm the owner of First Meridian Mortgage. And there are some clear cut, simple ways to make sure you get good numbers, accurate numbers, and that way you can weed out the people that play games. I never make more than 1% on a mortgage or less. I add that margin to wholesale interest rates, so I have a very low overhead, and typically 8 out of 10 times I am cheaper than most. But loan officers can play games with the numbers and make your cash to close look different. If everyone's working on the same criteria, should be really simple for you as a consumer to know who's got the best deal. I always say here at First Meridian Mortgage, we're one of the best kept secrets in Northern Virginia. Don't keep us a secret. Talk to you soon.